It's 7:25 here in BWB. You are breezing with Bubba. Thanks for listening to KJazz 88.1. It's service of California State University, Long Beach. Be sure and check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/jazz and blues. Support for KJazz is provided by Bliss 525 in Long Beach, a brand new restaurant and live music venue. Bliss 525 features 2 fully stocked bars and 2 outdoor patios, plus 5 to 6 nights of live jazz, blues, and soul music with on-site parking and no cover charge. The full menu and entertainment schedule are at bliss525.com. That's bliss525.com.
KJazz 88.1.
Goodbye. I hate to see you go, but have a good time. So long, I'll miss you, dear, I know, but have a good time. Have your fling, be gay with your new love. I'm setting you free. Dance and sing and pretend that it's true love. Don't worry about me. I know that tears would only drive you away. Just go, forget that I'm alive. It's your holiday. But when you're tired of being reckless and carefree, remember that I'll be waiting to welcome you home. So have a good time. I know the tears.
Good evening. Welcome to the City of Seal Beach Planning Commission for January 18th, 2012. Can we have the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Jerry, would you like to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Everson,
Here.
Commissioner Cummings,
Here.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Here.
Commissioner Galbraith,
Here.
Chair Masalabit.
Here. This is the time, at this time, the members of the community may address the Planning Commission regarding any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Planning Commission, provided that the Planning Commission may undertake no action or discussion unless otherwise authorized by law. This is a point where someone can speak to the commission on an item that is not on the agenda. Okay? Seeing no one, let's move on to the agenda approval by motion of the Planning Commission. This is the time to notify the public of any changes to the agenda, rearrange the order of the agenda, and provide an opportunity for any member of the Planning Commission or staff to request an item be removed from the consent calendar for separate action.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes?
I would recommend that the Commission pull minor use permit 11-5, that's item 2 in the consent calendar for separate consideration. And that is just to make clear that approval of the consent calendar wouldn't be approving this item since the recommendation is for continuance.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. All items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine.
Excuse me, Madam Chair?
Yes?
The agenda hasn't been
Oh,
approved.
that's right. Thank you, Mr. Attorney,
Hurry it up, please.
clearing us. Oh, yes. Can we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? And, let's see. Okay, it's a 5-0. Now we get to the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are enacted by one motion, unless prior to enactment, the member of the Planning Commission or staff requests a specific item to be removed. This evening, the two remaining items on the consent calendar are the Planning Commission meeting minutes of December 7th and minor use permit 11-6 at 600 Pacific Coast Highway, Suite 200. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
All those, vote, please. Okay, that's a 5-0. So the minor use permit is approved.
Approval of minor use permit 11-6 is a final decision of the Planning Commission. There's a 10-day period to appeal this decision to the City Council. The appeal period begins tomorrow morning.
Okay, we will move on to the item we removed from the consent calendar, minor use permit 11-5 at A95 Surfside Avenue. The recommendation from staff is to continue this item to February 1st. Is that still February 1st? Or do we want to renotice this?
We may end up renoticing this item. For the time being, we will continue it to February 1st. We had an issue with the plans that were submitted as part of the project. I had a conversation with the property owner / applicant this afternoon, and there may be a chance that we do not hear it on February 1st and renotice it altogether. But for the time being, our recommendation is to continue to February 1st.
Okay, do we have a motion to continue this item?
So moved. I'll second.
Okay, please vote. Okay, 5-0. The next item is on the agenda is scheduled matters, and there are none. There are no public hearings. Director's report, please.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
Okay, commissioners' concerns. Mr. Everson?
Nothing from me.
Ms. Cummings?
I was just wondering if the removal of the, it's the committee that starts with R, I never get the word right.
Redevelopment?
Redevelopment, if the discontinuing of that will in any way impact the project at the DWP.
If you like, Jerry. There may be some changes to the way in which the project is implemented, but the essential nature of the project hasn't changed, and we'll move forward with all its other planning entitlement applications.
And all the meetings that are scheduled are continuing on?
Those were all
track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
I understand also that with the demise of the redevelopment agency, that money for purchasing the parkland may be in jeopardy?
I really can't speak to
Okay.
specifics of that.
Mr. Galbraith, do you have anything?
Nothing.
No?
I had one concern that I've presented to staff a couple weeks ago, and that is there's a water tower home on Anderson Street
Yes?
down on Surfside, and I noticed about 3 weeks ago that they had displayed a large vacation rental banner. And staff gave us a list in November, I believe, of the licensed vacation rentals in Seal Beach, and that property is not on the list. So I took a photograph of it and sent it to staff, and I was wondering if staff can give us an update on that property.
Sure. We actually did send a letter to the property owner regarding the lack of a business license as well as the banner. The property owner has contacted our code enforcement officer. I think they've been playing phone tag over the past couple days. But because the property is located within a commercial zone and not a residential zone like most vacation rental properties are, they would be required to have a business license, but a conditional use permit would not be required. As far as the banner is concerned, they would be required to have a temporary banner permit like any commercial business would. It allows them to have a banner up for 3 30-day periods in a calendar year. They are allowed to have a banner for a 30-day period. It must come down for at least 15 days before it goes back up again for another 30-day period. So with most businesses that have temporary banners, they have to, because they can't continuously have a temporary banner up, they tend to choose their 30-day periods wisely, either to coincide with, say, a summer special or sidewalk sale or something like that. But the property owner has been notified, and they have apparently received our letters. And it's just they've been playing phone tag over the past couple days, to my understanding.
And with the issuance of the business permit, they'll be paying the TOT at 12%.
Correct.
Thank you.
I have nothing. Meeting is adjourned. We can sit.